Hi, welcome back. And today I'm going to be doing an update on the COVID-19 virus and where it stands worldwide as well as New Zealand information. But first, I'd like everybody to take a moment of silence for all the people lost, as I'm going to be going into some number detail. Okay, so I'm just going to start in no particular order. So the information is going to be just how I found it. LA could be expected to be locked down to up to 18 months if they cannot get onto the virus. They're already considering this length of time for lockdown. Lockdown will be a minimum of 4 to 8 weeks depending on the situation in your particular country or town, depending on where you are. People can still take their dogs out, but it'll be up to police and military personnel as to whether you get arrested or not from 12 o'clock tonight onwards. I'll go a little bit more into that after. Pack and Save Timaru had a line out of the main door of people going in to try and buy their weekly supplies or stocking up, fair shopping, some people were calling it, and it was just, you had to wait to get in there, it was so long. According to the dailymail.co.uk, Australia is the only just starting to consider lockdown measures, and the states, community members from state to state are even laughing at other state members that have gotten the virus. It's not a nice thing to do. You're all in the same country. You guys should be working together. The CEOs of a lot of different businesses have stood down, that they have just stepped down from their job willingly. They were not fired or let go, they just were stepped down. So I'll read off that list of businesses. Microsoft, Disney, IBM, Uber Eats, MasterCard, Nissan, Victoria's Secret, Harley Davidson, Tinder. All those CEOs have stepped down from their positions at work. Dairy Tech South have made a public message saying they will still be available. They will have specialised personnel to help people in this time, though they have requested to call not to go into the building. In Samoa, a mass prison break happened a couple of days ago and is still underway. I haven't been able to find any further information on that, but more than 400 prisoners were actually kept there, and they cannot confirm how many prisoners are still left missing. There's post-election riots in South America. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this name. One person was tragically killed in the riot, so not very good there. On an interesting / funny note, males are more likely to get the virus than females. No further information I have found on that matter. Phone lines are jammed across the country and across a lot of countries. All rent prices and mortgage prices have been frozen, so don't worry about your rent or mortgage. Everything will stay the same. Although I have heard that a lot of places, I will not name the names, have bumped up their prices to exorbitant amounts. So just stick to your supermarket for meat because it's a lot cheaper at the moment. Videos are being leaked of officers having to enforce law so that the contaminant doesn't get further. The country is actually unknown, but they're having to enforce people stay in isolation, which is a pretty serious matter. The homeless shelters doors will be open so people can find shelter in this time. So if you are homeless and you happen to be watching this, find your nearest homeless shelter. I have heard and have read that the door will be left open for you. 8 people so far have died in Australia. 1 in Western Australia and 6 in New South Wales, but I couldn't find where the other person had passed away. In Italy, 6,820 people have been lost. Yesterday, that number was significantly lower. China has lost 3,277 people. Yesterday, that number was 3,274 people. So that is a significant difference from day to day. 210 deaths in New York, 18 in Florida, 110 in Washington, and total in the United States is 685. I have not had an update of that number since then. That is just what I read so far. Only 7 people have been lost in Ireland. 1 in Russia. 1 person had been lost. And also Nigeria only had 1 person has been lost so far. Egypt has 20 people. Yesterday that number was 14, so they are still significantly rising. Spain, 2,808 people so far have been lost. 157 in Germany. France has lost 1,100 people so far. Work and income is overflowing with people requesting assistance. If you're trying to get in contact with work and income, you'll be lucky to get through. Most phone lines are jammed, and it takes a good hour and a half to even log in to my MSD. So good luck with that if you're trying to attempt that at the moment. All offices are closed. Oddly, people are queuing outside gun shops, which is why. What are we going to do? I know what we're going to do. Let's go shoot the coronavirus. See, what is that going to do? This is just a pathetic little BB gun, but why is someone going to the gun shop to buy ammunition? I would like to know what gun kills the coronavirus. If anyone knows what actual gun kills the coronavirus, let me know. I'll try to get that gun. I don't know why people are actually going to the gun shop. On a serious note, that is just ridiculous and throwing your money away on useless crap that cannot help you. All hunting and fishing has been... That's on the next page, isn't it? Yeah, it's been prohibited anyway. All hunting and fishing is prohibited. You're not allowed to do it. So why would you go and buy a gun? Makes no sense. Only 30 people at a time are allowed into supermarkets to do their shopping. There is a long line from this morning. I even just went to get a few bits and pieces. It was like a good half an hour wait, and that was when they first opened, just to get into the building. So that was absolutely insane. New Zealand so far. Right, guys, we need to take this a little bit more seriously now. It was all jokes, and now it is no longer jokes. So, yeah, I don't know where I've written that. So far we've got 205 cases in New Zealand. I heard privately through a friend that 1 case is suspected in Greymouth on the west coast. Blood types are a factor at this point. They're considering anyone with a blood type of A is at a high risk, or an A and another number like AB positive, AB negative, just AB. Anything with an A is considered a high risk, and people with the blood type O seem to be the least amount of risk because it contains the most amount of antibodies. Now, I don't know much about this, but when the body gets sick, sometimes it can actually attack the organs of your own body. So I guess that takes a bit of, into account what needs to be done, and, how healthy people need to be eating and treating themselves at the moment. A nationwide alert will be coming out tonight for all us New Zealanders between 6 and 7 p.m. announcing everything. There has already been an announcement about 10-15 minutes ago. So if you don't want to wait, there is an announcement between 6 and 7 p.m. tonight. All roads will be closing. You can be charged under the Health Act for flouting the rules. So I'm not advising anybody go and take their dogs for a walk anytime soon, though I am a very housebound person. I don't like being contained, so I will be taking my dog for a very private walk and seeing if I can capture any of that footage safely if I can, and maybe talking to one of the army or police officers. No tolerance for non-compliance. So any of these rules are broken and you could be arrested by either the army or the police, and it is up to their discretion if you are arrested. That means that if you are disobedient or rude at any point, or just being plain arrogant, the officers or the army people do have the rights to place you in containment, arrest you, or just contain you in any means necessary, is what I'm guessing. So if you liked this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified of my next videos. Sadly, this is not one of my favorite videos, but it needs to be done for everyone who hasn't caught the news, the radio, or hasn't got internet to go, you know, wandering around. You can just watch a quick video and get the basic facts. Be kind to thy neighbour from a distance at the moment. Don't just be rude to people. Try and work together. I'll be adding a couple clips just after this so you guys can see the intenseness of the day. Most supermarkets have security and an in and out route before you actually are allowed to enter, so that people can keep away from each other. You are advised to stay 2 meters away from another person, being a meter minimum of a distance. So I will show you these clips of my little outing today, and be safe, wash your hands, and I'll catch you next time. All the local playgrounds are in fact closed until further notice. They've got keep off tape circling the entire park. So if any of your kids want to go to the park, some of them are actually closed for their own safety. So just keep in mind when your kids want to go out to play, get some fresh air, some places are actually completely off limits for safety purposes. So it's the last day before quarantine officially starts at 12 o'clock tonight, and there is a line to get into the supermarket. So everyone is expected to line on up, and only a certain amount of people are to be in here at one time. Okay. Because we're going through a crisis does not mean we should lose our humanity. If you see someone that is in need, like he had dropped rubbish on the road accidentally and no one was stopping over to help him, come on guys, just because this is happening doesn't mean we can not help thy neighbour. Isn't that in the Bible, people? Help thy neighbour. Not watch your neighbour struggle in the middle of the road with a bag of rubbish. So a lot of stuff happening today. Been cut off twice on the roads by drivers that are desperate to get where they want. So, not good.